Hell yeah. Welcome everybody to this wonderful, wonderful Tuesday Maximus mail call, where we're going to see what we got. Got some things. And so welcome everybody to this episode. What I'm going to do here today is I'm going to open up these packages, and then I'm going to proceed to journey on over to the chat to see if you guys got any spec questions, you got any general comic book questions that you wanted to ask me, because got some time to kill. So we'll see how that goes. So how y'all doing? Thank y'all for joining. And let us see what we have in the first old package today, huh? All right. Okay, there we go. This first one, this is the latest one to actually just arrive. All the other ones are on the backlog. What the hell did I order? Alright. Alright, well the good news is if you're catching up on Drunken Chat, they actually passed out. Mel's computer stayed on, so they didn't actually run a full 8 hours. So if you're worried about that, you know, shouldn't be too concerned. So this was actually a very unique packaging experience. I had 2 of these on the outsides of the mailer with my invoice. Oh yeah. This one was packed very well. Let's see here. I kind of wanted to buy another one of these before I shared it with you guys, but that's no big deal. It's not as if you guys are going to go run and clear out eBay. I hope not. Let's see here. So this first package I got in a T folder. A very unique packaging way, but got packaging tape everywhere. And not only that, look at that stack of boards you put around the book. Let's see. And then it's double boarded and bagged inside of this one too. So this is a seller that knows how to take care of his people. So I'm definitely gonna be leaving him some good feedback. Of course, nice looking book. Except for he did say it was near mint minus. So why did he say near mint minus when it looks better? It's always what I'm worried about, because you know, people, I grade my books, you know, as if they're slabs. So for me, it's not a big deal. And I can see why he would label it near mint minus, but it's obviously better than that, and it's going to press up real nice. Real nice. Should be able to press this up to a 90. It doesn't break any color. Just a couple low spots, and just that one little non-breaker I can press out. So here's what I'm working with, everybody. The hardest to get Gwenpool incentive variant. Now this is Gwenpool number 13, 1 in 25. And for all of my long-term collectors, you probably remember the Venomized books that were being put out. And let's see. There we go. So the whole deal with that Gwenpool 13, 1 in 25 is that even if you ordered 150 copies of that Venomized Gwenpool variant, you got no incentive variants, but that other variant was open order. So this is what happened. We had a lot of shops did not order 25 copies of 13 cover A for Gwenpool. So this resulted in a lot of shops over-ordering on the Venomized variant. And this also is one of the reasons why some of the later books, you know, her sales figures weren't as good as people were hoping, because they were pumped by number 13's Venomized variant. But this 1 in 25 right here, again, you could only get this by ordering 25 copies of cover A, which nobody was doing, because the Venomized covers were selling too well, and there ain't shit. There's nobody out there that was just doing it. So this is the reason why that one's very, very hard to come by. A 9.8 did sell a couple of weeks ago for $109. And then of course there's been raws that have come up, but I waited because that book originally at one point was like, people were asking like a fucking 100-something plus raw for that book, and I waited a really, really long time to get it. So closing in on not needing any missing issues of the Gwenpool run, which will be cool because there's a lot of people who do like her, and I'm cool with that. And I really do hope that she gets the success she deserves, just not off of any kind of false hype. Wink, wink. My followers know what's up with that one. Anybody who's watched some of my older videos knows what's up with that one. We got somebody who's trying to think he's slick, but he's not, like, at all. Like, at all. So, but anyway, moving on to this one. I believe this one is a Mercari purchase. I don't purchase from Mercari all that often because my first time purchasing with them did not go so well. But this time, bubble envelope with some cardboard around the book. So, looks to be a improved experience. And for my drunken sharks, they're probably going to want to see what I'm getting here because these are some books I might have talked about recently. And one of them, I know for a fact, is fucking just, oh my god, just so super hard to get a hold of just because there weren't many people ordering them. And I think it's another one of those situations where it had a qualifier, and it was a qualifier variant, so yeah, it definitely had something going against it. So we got this one taped up with some blue painter's tape, nowhere near the extremes that I have seen on past shipments, so yeah, it looks like he just taped them together like that. Alright. So now we got two books that are taped together, but the back sides of their bags and boards are on the outside, so I'm just going to leave them stuck together and pull them out, and this is the one that I want anyway. The other one is a first printing of the issue. This one is... it's got a spine break on it, but it's still technically a near mint copy, but he just didn't disclose that, because this is the problem with Mercari. You guys don't disclose shit, and they're always, oh, it's a near mint book. Sure shit, will be a near mint book after I get done with it. At least that spine break's only on the one side, but yeah, you know, it's a non-color break. It just pisses me off that I didn't see it because it's black, but it's okay. It's at the very, very bottom on the cover, but I'm not sweating it because it's in my collection now, and I don't have to sweat it so much. This is that infamous Iron Man #2 Divided We Stand qualifier variant. Larry Stroman doing the infamous Iron Man versus Iron Man on the cover. I think it's pretty sick. And then the first print that I got in there with this package was the first print of Iron Man, infamous Iron Man #2, which is still a cool cover. I already have one in my collection. There's a second print out there for you second print chasers. So if that's something you're after, you might want to get on it. Alright, and then package number 3 of 4. What we got here? Oh, I think there's a couple more of those Divided We Stands, because, yeah, looking like it. Priority mail envelope with a first class package. That's awesome. Alright, and this is, of course, from one of the hugest eBay sellers. Did he put both books in one bag? Yeah, he did. Both books in one bag, man. Come on. Come on, man. But this seller does this all the time, so I was kind of expecting it, and that's the reason I got the Mylars ready to rock and roll. Oh, come on, Drew. Dude. fucking missing these kinds of things. Alright, well anyway, here's the book that I get to keep now, which is this Divided We Stand variant from Thor. And, fucking book I gotta turn back. I want to show everybody that corner. What the fuck is that? Again. Oh, yeah, it must be. It must be Dollar Bin. But you know, it's like, damn it, dude, I'm buying 2 books from you. The least you could do is check the books before they go out. And, you know, for somebody as big as that guy, he doesn't check his books. So, the other one that I got, which is a fucked up copy, and I need to find another one of, is this Invincible Iron Man #1, which looks like you guys do. Did clear off of the bay. But I'll be on the hunt for another one of those. I have to call him about that shit, though. And this is the thing. I hate wasting my time having to come after you and be like, yo, man, why the fuck did you send me this shit condition book? I would rather you say, hey, look, I just packaged up the books, and as I was packaging them, I noticed that this one isn't in greatest of shape. Do you want an alternative? You know, and again, what happened with Drew was I ordered 3 books from him. He didn't have the one of them, so he went and just automatically refunded me before I could even tell him, let me select an alternative. Let me, you know, try to work something out. And then this. Like, come on, man. Again, here I am holding sellers to the same value that I would hold myself to. But let's try to end this one on a happy note. And let's just hope to God this one is good, because it's from another one of my sellers that likes to not grade their books, not show the back covers. It is from their warehouse, so we'll check it out. I'll press it. I ain't scared. I ain't scared. And this one is a Story Thus Far variant. So it took a little longer to get here. And it is that Carnage #6 Story Thus Far variant. So it has all the goods that were going on in this Carnage volume. And I think this is the same book that had the 1 in 25, the Vampire, the old Tomb of Dracula swipe. So there she be. The books that I picked up that I now have to do some work and go and check on. I'm gonna go hit the chat up and see what we got going on here. So, all right. So what's up? Thanks for joining. Vika Closet Geek, Man Comic Collector. That guy Deezy. Let's see here. Got your drunken package today. Well, that's cool, man. I'm glad you got that. Whatever was in that. Last Ronin for cover. You know, I don't see why they wouldn't be on cover, man. I mean, a lot of these stores are ordering shelf copies, but let's see. Yeah, he closed out the last few hours with him. Discussion. I seem to go some weird places. I don't know what that's about, but got you drunken buys today. That's awesome. How's it going, Angel? And then 130K, yeah. Orders were 120,000. They're allocated, so some of those things might not be showing up. Some places. What's up, Flash by Night? Got a few of those Divided We Stand variants. Cool, man, because I think that percentile qualifier in some of those does make them a little bit harder to come by. Let's see, 13 watching. Appreciate that, Dollar Bin. Appreciate that, really, man. You love painter's tape. Did you see the X-Men 12s that I got on fucking painter's tape, dude? There was one book that was painter's tape all the way around, and then there was another 2 underneath it painter's taped in the package, because I guess he like packed up the 2 books and was like, oh shit, this guy ordered 3. So, hey, greetings from the UK, man. Thanks for joining us live here. Yeah, man, I know. And yes, you are right. Drew Biz is the guy who did it to me, and now I got to call him on that one book and be like, yo, man, you're sending new books out, but you're missing shit. Let's see. We love spec and the chat, man. Yeah, but nobody's hit me with any spec questions. I figured, you know, I babble for like 10 to 15 minutes, opening up some books. You guys might come up with some things. So I tell you what, I'm gonna chill out for a minute and just basically give you guys an open forum, because I get a lot of like DMs, man, through IG, and it's like, look, you know, I'm not gonna answer these. Everybody's asking me personal spec questions, like, hey, man, I'm about to buy these books. What should I do? I don't know, whichever one you want, really. Hey, Aaron, what's going on, man? Thanks for joining the live stream here. But Let's see, you know, again, like if there is anybody who's got any spec questions about any of the things that I've covered on Drunken Chat or any of the books that I've personally done a spec matrix on, you know, and then of course Aaron E's going to ask me this. I'm not buying it. I don't read Something is Killing the Children. I am not buying any of the variants. I am not flipping any of them. I don't do Boom, man. Boom and me, look, there's some people that used to hang out at CBSI that used to pump Boom a lot, like hardcore. And you know, and I see their antics. I have a couple LCSs that I go to, and they're always talking about how Boom pulls these antics, and this is how they're pushing everybody to lay prints. They're selling speculators. They're not selling to readers. Don't kid yourself in thinking that people are reading these books. It's speculators that are speculating on them. The way Boom works is they open up their FOC for a new printing on a Friday, and they'll close it by Monday. So that gives you that weekend and that weekend alone to get in there and do it. And then what we're noticing happening is they will allocate or have damages that will automatically trip an additional later printing. This is the reason why you're getting ninth printings on books that nobody's buying. Because I'm sorry, who's talking about these books? Everybody's always like, oh, Boom this, Boom that. I mean, the biggest thing out of Boom right now is probably, you know, Power Rangers being their big title. But I see just a bunch of my speculator buddies being the only people who are buying them and reading them. The same story is awesome, but you guys are propping up the sales, and it's not hitting the masses. It's not getting the mainstream appeal, and it may be a good read, but again, exposure to getting these properties into the hands of somebody who's going to do something with it is what needs to happen. Boom does have some good stories, but you guys are again falling into that later printing window, and Boom is probably the reason behind that actually exploding for a couple other things. But you know, again, there's a couple of good books in there. I'm probably going to be reading the Dune, just because the old Dune movie was a big thing for me. So I saw some things going through here. Let me get back here. Punchline 1 having a 10,000 print variant. Okay, well, the 10,000 print variant is probably going to be even less common than the 1 in 25, thanks to this one being ordered by millions of stores and just being out there. So, all right, so what makes Outlawed 1 and ASM 678 different? A lot. I mean, are you talking about the Del Auto ASM 678, the 1 in 50? Let me see which one that is again. Spider-Man 678. Oh, the Venom variant. Okay. All right. So yeah, let's talk about that one for a second. What makes them different is one of them is chased by people who collect everything Venom, and the other one is the flavor of the year, being that Ms. Marvel, Riri, and Sam Alexander and Miles Morales have really only in like the last year or two kind of getting that mainstream appeal. I mean, I think the Edge of the Spider-Verse book did a lot for it, but those books are drastically different because Outlawed #1, just a low print 1 in 50, and the same goes for ASM 678. I mean, the fact that they're both ratios doesn't mean anything because the ordering and the sheer number of Amazing Spider-Man fans versus Outlawed fans, that's where the difference is. So we can see. Mando spec for 10 more days. No, man, I got nothing there. But you do need to be checking out the guys over at Tales from the Dark Side because they broke down the trailer, I believe. And this Wednesday they're going to be breaking down the trailer. But they did pop on to the flip side last night and kind of talk about that one a little bit. Question: it's a nightmare getting my specs. Well, sometimes yeah, because some of the books I spec on, obviously, guys, I'm not looking for books that I can go clear out eBay and have 50 to 100 copies on, wait for them to get hot, and then go sell them. These are books that have like less than 10 copies listed at any given time. That's the reason why I'm telling you to go search your LCSs for them. Because there's probably some good hidden gems in your LCSs that you probably are overlooking. And maybe just, maybe one of the books I talked about on the Spec Matrix might be that one. Something That's Killing the Children is a great read. You read it since the beginning. And there's going to be people who are like that, man. They got their hardcore Boom fans. And, and if you're with me on my distaste for Boom, it's because, look, I bought every single one of these, one per stores, and I put them at market, and they don't sell. So I don't know. It's not me. I package books really, really well. I got good feedback. Let's see. Powers of X character variants anytime. Have a couple of sets, and I'm wondering if I should sell or hold. These variants are too new, man. I mean, it's way too recent. Like to be if it's a hold. I mean, if you're talking about the character variants for the Alex Ross. If you're talking about the Alex Ross covers, those are definitely a long-term hold. Alex Ross fans are rabid. And it's also, honestly, I think there's a better play on the X of Swords books. And if you are picking up X of Swords books, you should be picking up the X of Swords trait dress X of Swords variant. Because those are the ones that were, again, the first, I think, 7 or 8 chapters of X of Swords. Those were originally slated to be 1 in 25s and didn't get bumped until they introduced the Fortnite variants. Lots of stores didn't pay attention to that. So you're going to have a lot of stores that missed out on a lot of those, which is the reason why I'm sitting on 4 copies of X Factor number 4, the variant. So let's see here. Let's see. You're also a fan of Hack Slash, which I heard that one actually had a pretty good read-through, and I think it's finally finished, didn't it? Department of Truth, absolutely. I read 1 issue of that. I'm hooked. I'm going to be reading that. That one's definitely, but it's not a boom book. That's an image book all day. So it definitely is different. Haven't had a chance to read it yet, man. Just look, take a good 20 minutes, just sitting someplace quiet and reading it. It's going to be worth it. Okay, so we got another good question here. Ultra, what's your opinion on DC Future State, and is it a must-get or not? You're going to have to read it to find out, because in Future's End, wasn't there some spec about Tim Drake becoming the Batman Beyond after Terry McGinnis was killed? But you never know. You never, ever know. But I will say this. You should be looking at the books that relate to Future State in DC, like that Wonder Woman annual number 4, and watching what they're doing in the market right now. The only other thing I can tell you that's a for sure surefire bet on some good spec for that would be the Far Sector Green Lantern showing up in the Justice League. Kind of bringing her from the edges of the universe back to the actual, where everybody else is at. So I'm interested to see a lot of these Future State books, because there may actually be some good spec in there, and it may be some long-term potential, but it also may, reading some of these books, may show spec in previous DC books, which is usually how it goes, because DC will do something sneaky, release a story, and then all of a sudden, like when they were cluing in as to who was under the Red Hood, then when it was revealed to be Jason Todd, I think that was pretty cool. So let's see here. I can see it based on fans. ASM being reprinted like 3 times. Yeah, I mean that's anytime a reprint always happens, it's definitely going to be one of those things. So who knows? So, Secret Orders, Divided We Stand variant. What a cover! Mr. Sinister is going to take off. I thought it was a good cover too, but Mr. Sinister just hasn't really been killing it like I kind of hoped he would, man. Let's see here. We got Ultra. You think the last run is going to be difficult to buy for cover? Cover are being sold for $30 on eBay. IDW cut pre-orders by 20%. So okay. All right, well, that all depends. How good is your relationship with your LCS? Were you down for it? A lot of people weren't down for Last Ronin before FOC. And then all of a sudden, they hear how hot it is, and they're going to go in there and go for it. But I will give you guys a little tidbit. Turtles 110 will have a preview of The Last Ronin in it. And Last Ronin is 120 pages long. 120 for the first issue, and it's a 5-issue miniseries. So there's going to be tons of things going on in that first 120 pages that might light up some fire under some previous Turtles books. We're not going to know until it comes out, though, because I mean, there's really not a whole lot we can go off of. I think they may have actually changed the story because of what previously, the spec. Maybe, who knows? But I got to say that there's definitely some good things that are going to go down, and I appreciate you guys, hitting me with these questions. So, unless somebody else has got something that's going to pop up here in the next couple of seconds, I think this is where I'm going to Going to lean into the end here. So thank you guys for joining and checking out this Maximus mail call. Of course, you guys know I operate solo out of my office, just doing this ill shit whenever I can. So the Maximus mail call is one of my favorite things to do. But the Raw report, of course, does have other things that go along with it. But again, thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Click that bell for notifications. Because when I do go live, I go live with these things. This is the Prime Pickups. We've, of course, got my Maximus mail call, which you guys just watched. Warrior Wednesday, which will be coming up tomorrow, and I'm going to get that one scheduled and slated already. Speculation Matrix, of course, is what you guys, I think, love me for, and I love you guys for it, too. And you can catch the next episode of that. Going to be on It's Drunken Chat, unless I pull up an impromptu one for my channel. But, of course, you guys want to be checking out Mighty Mel V's YouTube. Saturday, 12:30 a.m., 9:30 p.m. And, of course, we have the virtual Comic-Con hosted by Comic Crusaders that's going on after this one this weekend. So, man, Saturday's going to be brutal. But, of course, check out my eBay listings over there at U1 for Maximus, and that's the same for my IG and my Facebook. And, of course, if you see something on eBay you like without having to buy it there, hit me up through the IG or the face space, and I'll be happy to do an off-eBay deal. Save me from getting crushed by those fees. And, of course, I got a Twitter if you want to tweet at me. Thanks for watching, guys. I really do appreciate you guys checking out these live broadcasts. And I will check you on the next one.